Greetings! This is Samuel, JDB, whatever you want to call me. And what I'm doing is just trying to promote 7-foot lamps. 7footlamps.com. 7 with the numeral 7, not S-E-V-E-N. footlamps.com. Anyway, what I'm trying to do is expose people to some understandings about religion and about being free from it. And for those of you who don't know a difference, to show you what the differences are. Now, I don't do this for myself. There's no greed involved here. I don't get anything out of this. I don't have a church that I want you to come to. I'm not trying to send you any place to somebody else's church, because the church is you. The church is those people who love God and who have dedicated themselves to Him and made an agreement with Him to live within that dedication. And this is aside from everybody else on the planet. Your mama, your papa, your sister, your brother, the government, everybody. You and God and an agreement. That's the thing that makes you holy in the sight of God. And you can do this. You can do it, and you can stand alone in it. You don't need anybody else to stand in this. You know, they sing a song, you know, we all need somebody. But the somebody that you need is the Lord. And you need to know Him apart from and aside from everybody else. This is a simple thing of itself, but because of the way the world is and the way religion is, it's complicated because there's so much garbage that's been thrown in the way of it. And what I'm trying to do is help you get around that garbage, find a path through it, so you can stand before God on your own 2 feet, so to speak, and look Him in the eye. Now, the first thing that you've got to learn is that you can't do that literally. And this is what faith is about. Now, most of you who have been to church have heard about faith. It's supposed to be the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things you cannot see. That is the esoteric world, or as some people like to call it, the subtle world, the world of spirits, the world of comprehension. And we all live in a different world. Everything in this world has to be touched. And we usually like to know things because we have been able to put our hand on it, or we've been able to see it. But we also are weak and we like to hear good things. And that's why politicians thrive. Don't be a fool. Politicians can't help you. Only God can help you. And the only way He's going to help you is it has to be aside from religion, and you have to be holy, and you have to stand on your own 2 feet before Him and acknowledge Him every day. He has to be the Most High God in your life, because there are many gods. These are spirits who are powerful in and of themselves, and they've made themselves gods. Now, I don't want to go into that right now, but there's a lot of deception in the world, and there is a devil, an evil force, a satanic force, who is out to deceive you and to destroy you. And his story is a long one. And we're not going to go into that right now. But the thing of it is that this individual, along with millions of his little helpers, have put thorns in the way. They've put booby traps out there. They've put predators in the woods to destroy you and to keep you from standing before God. And even though God is all-powerful, there is a need for this being to be loosed for a time so that the purpose of God can be served. So there is a purpose for all things. There's a purpose for why everything is all screwed up the way it is. And nothing is as it appears to be. And especially religion. And there's a lot of people leaving religions today. They're just tired of it. Run out of gas with it. They haven't found anything there but a bunch of religious hyperbole. And it's basically there to make you feel good while they milk you, while they keep their little empire going. That's why you're there. And you say, oh, but they're so wonderful. They're so nice to come to see me when I'm sick, and they're always there. I call them on the phone. That's their job. That's their job. They're professionals. That's what they do. Come by and see you when you're sick. You know, when they leave your house, they're going to go out and play a round of golf, or get on their boat and drive out someplace and fish in the ocean. You know, the real deal to that is when you're sick or something, is when that person works all day and he gets off of work and he comes home and he's tired and maybe hungry, but yet he'll take that time to come by and visit you and see what he can do for you. And he's not getting paid for it. He's not going to get in his yacht and drive off someplace into the Caribbean and spend the weekend, because he has all these people that he's nice to and they pay him to do that. That's religion. Give me that old-time religion. You have to go back pretty far to get the old-time religion, and it was pretty simple. And people didn't get paid for it. Religion doesn't even have the same meaning that it used to have. Just like the word gay, and I think I've mentioned this before, I mentioned it all the time. That word has changed. It doesn't mean what it used to mean. Even America doesn't mean what it used to mean. You know, people have good ideas all the time, and they become corrupted. If I'm lying, I'm flying, and you know that's the truth. Look at your politicians. Politicians are the epitome of bullshit. And I don't apologize for that, because that's the best description of it. It's the worthless pile of stuff that draws flies and stings. And it's never going to be right. Politics is nothing but Cold War. How can that be right? How can a country divided against itself stand? People are going to sit there singing the Star-Spangled Banner and watch this whole country go right down in the mush. Anyway, let me not stop at that pit, but let me just go on to say that if you want to walk with God, I don't have all day, you know, to make videos and so forth, but go to 7footlamps. If you have any inkling that anything that I say might be true in any way, go to 7footlamps and just read those things. There isn't that much there. I mean, it seems sometimes like I write a lot of things, but I don't post every day on 7footlamps. As a matter of fact, maybe a few times a year. So the things that are on there have accumulated over several years. And it will help you get a grip. Don't look at me. Don't look at, you know, try to figure me out, and maybe you feel like, oh, I wonder what kind of a guy he is. I'd like to rub elbows with. No, you don't. I have nothing to offer. My personality has nothing to offer to you. It's what's coming out of my mouth that is the offering to you. And you need to listen. If you want to live, listen. If you want to live, look. Just lift up your eyes and look. Open your eyes. Open your ears. That is in your hand. That is something that you can do. You can look, you can hear, and you can live. But you have to first look. You have to listen. And stop listening to that religious hogwash that you hear every Sunday. There's a lot of truth that they will say. I grant you that. You know, be good to one another, love one another, love God, blah, blah, blah. But you've got to understand what the trap is that you're in, the situation that you found yourself in, whether you know it or not. Some of you sense it, but you don't want to believe it's real. Watch out for the clergy. They're wonderful men and women. That's the way they're trained. How could they stand up there if they weren't? If they didn't have that personality? But you've got to listen to God, because you're going to be accountable for anything that you know that's right. And you know that you have to put God first. And this is what I'm trying to tell you. Put God first, look, and live. So that's about all I have to say for right now. And but before I go, I just want to, there's an archives in 7footlamps. Okay? And there's also Walking the Walk. But look in the archives. There's things in there that will help get your orientation right and get you out of that religious mode of thinking and into a really holy mode of thinking where you can walk before God. And don't be afraid. If you're looking for God, He's with you. But you can't just sit back. You've got to press into it. It's up to you. 7footlamps.com. You have a good day. And may God be with you.